Hello there, and welcome to this week's episode of the Next Level Show. I'm your host, Cledra Gross, and this week we're going to be talking about going from being an overachiever to someone who is aligned. And why does it even matter to be aligned? Because it feels better. Life feels better when we're aligned. And this show is all about helping you make more money and have a better life. And today, we're going to be focusing on how to be aligned. Now, listen, how do you know when you're out of alignment? How do you know when you're out of alignment? And I want to give you some signs of how being out of alignment, just like well, let me start with this. Being aligned is holistic, meaning we're physical, spiritual, mental beings, right? And so being out of alignment is also holistic. So the way that it can show up physically is in terms of weight gain and fatigue, insomnia, using caffeine and sugar to make it through your day, always needing a vacation, but never feeling restored, being high functioning, but low energy, like your body is screaming, slow down, but you're like, no, go, go, go. And this is what I want to tell you. Your body is always telling you the truth, even when your mouth won't. Let me just say that again. Our body is so wise. It's always telling us the truth, even when our mouth isn't. And what I mean by that is, I have clients, and listen, I have been like this myself, been guilty of this where I push past the fatigue. I push past this knowing that my body is off, it's out of alignment. So the second way is emotional or mental symptoms, like you cry on the way to work, or you're at the meeting while you're smiling, but internally you're like, I wish I could be somewhere else. Or you're just looking around at the people in the room and it just does not feel like an environment where you are aligned in terms of maybe your ethics, in terms of integrity. You just can tell. Another symptom is you're easily irritated, but you tell yourself you're just tired or you just need to get away more often. Constantly second guessing or decision fatigue, low key anxiety that never turns off, even on the weekend. You dread Mondays. So I just want to offer to you that it's not just burnout, it's misalignment disguised as ambition. I want to say that again because there's so much out here about burnout. And a lot of times it's not just burnout, it's that your life is not aligned to your true heart's desires. And so trying to cover misalignment with ambition will always create a lot of friction emotionally. The next way is career and work red flags. You're good at what you do, but it just feels empty doing it. Like you're just going through the motions. You secretly hope your job changes for you because you just don't have the energy to change it. Your paycheck is amazing, but your peace is bankrupt. You think about starting something new, but immediately shut that down. This is an indicator. You're successful on paper, but you feel stuck in your soul. And this is just a signal from your soul asking you, can we become more aligned? All right. Relationship clues that you're out of alignment. You give to everyone, but you kind of low key feel resentful that they're not thinking about what about you, right? You feel disconnected, even in a house full of people or a room full of people or at an event. You keep putting yourself last, even when no one's asking you to. You feel somehow virtuous by going last. I get that a lot. Like, good Christian church girl. Let's go last, right? It's more virtuous. You don't have deep, energizing friendships, only responsibilities. So, the thing that I want to leave you with this in terms of relationship clues that you're out of alignment is when you're out of alignment with yourself, you're often out of alignment with others too. All right. So it's impossible for our friends to create the alignment that we have to do internally. All right. The last symptom that I want to give is financial. So dealt with the holistic way, but then there's also the financial. And again, this show is about you creating an amazing life and making great money while you're doing it. So the financial signs, you make decent money, but you're afraid to raise your prices if you're in business. If you're a business owner or if you're an employee, you're afraid to ask for more. You don't want to have that direct conversation. You're over delivering and then you feel depleted. You have bought all the right things, but you still feel like it's not enough. You feel guilty wanting more, so you shrink. You should be grateful for all that you have and all that you have been given, right? So under earning is just another symptom of living under your assignment. All right. So, how do you get in alignment? Now that we've talked about the ways, the symptoms, I hope you're seeing yourself in this. 3 ways to move from overachieving to aligned. Number one, get honest about what's no longer serving you. You can't realign with purpose if you're still pretending everything is fine. Let me say that again. You cannot realign with purpose if you're pretending everything is fine. I remember my season of pretending. In my first marriage, I remember we had built this big house. It was custom, and we were going through a lot of challenges in our marriage. But when I stepped out of that house, you would not have known it. And listen, nothing wrong with not sharing with the world all of your problems, but something is wrong when you don't share it with yourself, when you're not honest with yourself. So be brutally honest. What parts of your career, your routine, your relationships, your weight, what parts, what aspects are off? What goals are you chasing that you don't even want anymore? I want you to be honest about this. And the last question, what do you keep doing just because you're good at it, not because you're called to it? This was a big one for me. I was very good at chemical engineering, finished number one in my class. But there was a point where the work wasn't fulfilling, even though I was good at it. I was being promoted. I was being, positioned as this engineer who was going to go on and do great things, but it just didn't feel aligned. So I just want you to ask yourself, is your current success sustainable or just familiar? All right. Overachieving often keeps us too busy to tell the truth. Let me say that again. Overachieving often keeps us too busy to tell ourselves the truth. All right, number two, start living from your assignment, not just your abilities. You're capable of doing a lot. If you're watching this, you love next level. You know that there's always next. I do too. I don't want you to apologize for your ambition. But even though you're capable of a lot, that doesn't mean you're called to everything. Alignment isn't about doing more, it's about doing what's yours to do in this season. This is where clarity and courage come in, shifting from what pays to what's purposeful and profitable. Let me say that again because I am in no way inviting you to make less money just because you're doing what you love. This is where clarity and courage come in to shift from what pays you well to what's purposeful and profitable. None of us are assigned to just grind our way through life. We are called to build with intention. You think about how uniquely and beautifully made you are. You have a beautiful intention. And so that's not supposed to feel like a grind. Being busy isn't the same as being in purpose. You can be booked and still be off course. I've done that. This whole booked and busy, that still doesn't mean you're aligned. All right, number three. This is my last one to become aligned. Upgrade your support strategy and self concept. Alignment isn't just a mindset, it's a life strategy. Most women try to outwork misalignment instead of outgrowing it. And to become aligned, you need support that speaks to your next level, not your current one. And the only way to speak into your next level is to get one to interrupt the current level. This is where coaching comes in. And so I want to invite you to two things. Number one, private coaching is where I go through a total life design with you, where you actually, we talk about, your health. How do you want your body to feel and look? We talk about wealth. How much money do you want to make? If you could actually list the amount of money you wanted to make working the hours you want to work, what would it be? We talk about your relationships. We talk about, your contribution. We talk about your spirituality. We talk about work and career. We talk about your total life, 360, not just aspects of you. All right. And so I want to invite you to schedule a consult with me, you can just go to my website. It's cledra.com, Cledra.com. But listen, if you're not ready for private coaching, I'm so excited about my new mini course that introduces you to the 4C framework to reset your foundation. So make sure you grab that course. All right. This isn't about overachieving. I just want to say to you, if you are investing in how to stop procrastinating, how to stop being inconsistent, how to lose weight, all these things, sometimes those things are symptoms of being out of alignment. So I want you to listen to this again. I also want you to share and like this show so that more people can get access to what it really means to go from overachieving to aligned, where you can actually make the money you want and enjoy the life that you have. So, all right, that's what I have for you today. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. All right, God bless.